Hello, Connective. Welcome back. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you don't know how I work, I put a bunch of different cards from different decks on the table, tell a story, and we talk about it. If you like the content on this channel, feel free to subscribe. Don't smash anything. And with that being said, let's get into this energy. I'm going to shuffle for a moment as I tell my fellow Scorpios that I've been really appreciating the comments on the videos on the channel. I'm just going to tell every sign. I know there's different videos that have different comments, and Scorpio may not be one of them. I feel like there might be, but I don't know. There's the bonus video, you know, but just really appreciating the comments from everybody, letting me know like where they are in the reading as far as like, you know, what stage, or, you know, just how the reading affected them, or if it resonated with them. It's the information is just greatly appreciated. So just wanted to tell everybody thank you very much. If I tell everybody that I appreciate your comments, it's because I do. Let's see if we can get some cards to talk for Scorpio. Looking for some. Oh wow, that just came out for Pisces, by the way. What is that? I want to say that's me being clumsy, but I swear those cards just exited the deck here and just fell on the table. What have we got? What? All right, so, oh wow. I saw an angel. Here we go. Third chakra, Archangel Samuel. Yeah, this came out for Cancer. This came out for Cancer. This came out for Pisces. This always comes out for Scorpio. We also have Blossoming Abundance and Cornucopia. Like, okay. I'm just going to do like one or two more passes and see if any more energy cards want to come out. We got Blossoming Abundance and Cornucopia. To me, that's like abundance twice. Right? Isn't that card? Oh, okay. Yeah. And the colors are even similar. It's almost like just being in the same spot. What is this? Sixth chakra, Archangel Metatron. All right. So, third eye, power center on the table. All right. I think I did do two, but we're just going to do one more. Wow. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Wow. Okay. And this one also came out for Pisces. Caring Connections. So we'll put that down here with the woman holding a heart. We also got another Archangel. So Metatron. What else we got? Ooh. Action. Next to hostilities. Happy Family. Door to Value came out for Pisces. And then you guys have Healer of the Ages. I want to say this is like becoming my Lightworker card. We'll find out. He is holding some flames. All right, so we got Door to Value. Yeah, I think I'm just going to put... There's a lot of rewards here on the table. Here, let's put the angels like this. And then we'll put the Door to Value, Happy Family, Blossoming Abundance, Cornucopia all at the top. Figure out why Conan's here. And let's pull the cards are all haphazard. It looks just like a giant colorful rainbow. What is going on? All right, let's pull Alice and see what's going on. I mean, so far it's looking like a typical Scorpio reading, right? Lots being offered. I don't see too much heartbreaking stuff on the table. I see hostilities in action. Maybe we just gotta punch that guy in his nose. Okay, that's not nice. I'm just like so over that card, right? There's a whole deck here, right? Just don't get it. Comes out almost every single time. Oh, wow. Yeah, even came out in the bonus reading. He came out for Sagittarius. What? Come on. All right, what's happening? What's happening, Scorpio? Let's see what's up. All right. This came out for Pisces. Forget who you are. Deprogramming. Curiouser and curiouser. Discovery, inquiry, weirdness, curiosity. Yeah, Pisces got like investigate, which was like look into it. This is kind of like the more I look into it, the weirder it gets. All right. What else do we have? Clock time. Divine timing. Hurry it up. Stop talking nonsense. It's time to talk sense. This is the nonsense card. Ooh, Scorpio, what's going on? Belong to your own dream. Create your own life. We have seen this card before. It's kind of like what I told Pisces. They were, you know, part of their reading was giving up on their dreams. Who in the world are you? Getting to know the new you. Wow, I want to be a queen. Pisces got this one too. I'd say it's a totally different story though. Let's see what the moons have to say. I mean, Pisces had pretty much done all the work in their reading. They were just kind of sort of waiting for their stuff. They'd already figured out that what they were in was not what they wanted. They weren't even too concerned about getting what they wanted. They just wanted to get out and get something new. And in that something new, something great was coming. I mean, you have happy family, door to value, blossoming abundance, and cornucopia. Cornucopia is kind of like everything you could want. Like it's kind of like showing up to a feast and like just having every possible thing that there is to eat on the table. Already. Let's see. Okay. What do we have? Oh my God. All right. So we have last quarter moon in Capricorn. Leave the past behind. Yeah, that's sort of what it looks like. Let's see what else we got. Last quarter moon in Cancer, take a breather. Last quarter moon in Aquarius, reflect on your priorities. Yeah. It's kind of looking the same, but with different cards. Surprise, surprise. All right, let's see. Last quarter moon in Gemini, clear your mind. And first quarter moon in Libra, keep your heart open. I don't know why I thought that said keep off the grass. Alrighty then. I'm just destined to make Scorpio's readings interesting, right? What the heck? Oh, by the way, I think it was Cancer that got this one. Okay. Clear your mind. Take a breather. Keep your heart open. Reflect on your priorities. Sure looks like an ending to me. We don't have any mortality on the table or anything like that. We have clock time. We have hostilities. Oh. Oh, you're supposed to be ending it. That's what the action card is. Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Oh, Scorpio. Yes, definitely typical. Wow, Scorpio reading. Lots going on here. No, we're not taking that. I can already feel that that's more than one card. Just give me a blind spot. Just one. Give Scorpio a break. Come on, man. Just give us a blind spot. Oh, wow. Okay. Okay. You're getting tired. Let's see what's up. Card number 75. It just looks like a weird, intrusive cartoon. God, what is that? And why does it look familiar? Let's see what this is, Scorpio. What's our blind spot? Card number 75. Oh, I'm so glad it's not card number 76. Never mind. Can we go back to 76? I'm just kidding. Card number 75 is incompatibility. Could be worse, right? Scorpios. Could have been like self-abuse or something. Let me just write this down because I will forget. Incompatibility. Wow. Okay. Waiting for it to end. It's affecting our power center. I want to say we've known for a little while that this needs to end, unless our third eye is blocked and we haven't been able to figure that out, right? Somebody, most likely us, doesn't matter if we're a man or a woman, are offering our whole heart, because we also have keep your heart open, which usually when things are ending, this is the first thing we want to do is snatch that sucker back and then throw it in a hole somewhere. So, we're supposed to do this in a way that is self-preserving, okay? You don't have a lot of time. I mean, you have time. Things always take longer than, we want them to, especially like breakups. Just like, why is this taking so long? I'm just kidding. But this is, pressure, hurry up. Right? So then we also have the hostilities and the action. It doesn't really matter what the hostilities are. It could be anything. It doesn't have to be like a direct, overt, action that somebody does all the time. It could be anything. It could be just somebody not not having respect for somebody else's boundaries, or it could be anything that would be considered undesirable in a relationship. It doesn't have to be hostile. I'm not really picking it up necessarily as like abuse or hostile, except for the fact that it's that annoying thing that you want to get rid of. And it's probably more than one thing, right? It's probably something that somebody does in different forms, or something that's mild, that's there all the time. Like, I mean, I would almost expect to see like the storm warning card here, right? Just every once in a while, you got to deal with some crap, it's not necessary for the relationship, but it keeps coming up anyway kind of thing, or different things keep coming up no matter what you do kind of thing. Because you're not compatible with this person. The vibration that you're vibrating at is not compatible with this person. That's the best way I can put it. So, like I said, we have the power center on the table. We have the third eye on the table. We have our heart on the table. We have keep our heart open on the table, right? Carrying connections, I believe that this is what we were hoping for, but this is not part of this relationship. It might have been at one time, or it might have been in a mild form like all the time, but this card is not. This card is for the next relationship. And I'll tell you why. Because we still have this door to value here, which again is anything that we value. It could be anything. It could be a gift that we have. It could be, ourselves. It could even be our self-esteem. That card has come up for self-esteem a few times. But I'm looking at like the rewards in the next relationship. Could be anything. And then happy family is definitely promised in the next relationship. Even if it's not a family, you know, you might get, when you get the new relationship, you might get someone's family along with it. And not a dysfunctional one either, right? And then you have this blossoming abundance. So another thing that's being offered to you. And then the cornucopia, right? So in the ending of this situation, first thing we're supposed to do is forget who we are. So all of a sudden now we have to deprogram because somebody's either telling us something that's not true, either about ourselves or just about them or about relationships or about anything that's important to us in this situation, to the point where we have to actually go back and figure out what's true about us, what's true about the relationship, what's true about this person, and then we have to set the record straight in our own heads because somebody has been talking nonsense this entire time, to the point where we're not even sure anymore who we are, right? Where's that other one? Who in the world are you? So we'll get there. So deprogramming, right? Because somebody was malicious. And again, malicious loosely used. But again, if you're trying to convince me of anything that's either not of my nature or that's negative towards me, I don't know what other word to use. Especially if you can get me to believe it. Talking nonsense, right? It gets to the point where when you hear it enough times, you just want to tell somebody to shut up. Nobody's listening to you anymore. Be quiet, right? And then this over here is telling you to take a breather and clear your mind. So again, when somebody's feeding you BS or they're gaslighting you or whatever it is that they're doing, that's basically testing your version of what reality is, you have to kind of stop, take a moment, just wipe everything that you've been told. Because it's not just about, you know, what that person is talking about. Like if they're talking about you, say they're saying that you're a certain way, but you know you're not, but you've been hearing this so often, or you've been hearing that you're a certain way so often that maybe you do believe some of it, right? You have to kick all of that out so that you can start fresh again, right? Either information about you or information from that person, right? People don't just tell people stuff because they're misinformed and misguided. They tell people stuff to control them. And that's where this hostilities card comes in. This card that doesn't want to be picked up. Right? You're doing this on purpose. You're not telling me something about myself that's not true because you're a compulsive liar. You're telling me because you want to control me, right? Sometimes we don't even understand why. It takes us a moment. We're like, no, this person's probably just doing something else. Why is this person doing that? Still trying to figure it out. It just gets weirder and weirder. It's control. You don't get it because you don't do that. And then belong to your own dream. Create your own life. So, honestly, don't remember if it was Cancer or Pisces, but I want to say it might have been Pisces, giving up on their dreams, right? Just being with somebody who's making them feel like this thing isn't gonna, whatever thing I was hoping for is probably a little too much. Maybe I should scale it down, sabotage myself a little bit, and just change my dream. This is telling you that you still have creative control over your own life, right? Especially if you're getting out of this. You're not even really subject to that BS anymore. It's telling you to leave the past behind, right? Again, you might think that this person is like you. They're just got a little like quirk thing that they do that's not like you or whatever. But this is just straight up incompatibility. This is just weird monster with a knife. That's what it looked like to me when I first saw it. This looks like a knife. It's like cartoon character coming after you, right? Incompatibility. This. Sorry. We're going to move on. So, anyway, leave the past behind, right? You can't take it with you. I always say that. Plus, you got to figure out who you want to be, right? Once you figure out who you want to be, then you got to get used to that person. I always say this because even though like we're changing or whatever, I mean, sometimes we change several times, right? I remember one time I changed and then I changed again. And then I was like, damn, I just got used to the person I changed it to. It's a thing. So yeah, who in the world are you? Getting to know the new you. Sometimes the new you is the person without a person, you know. I'm not necessarily suggesting that you should be single, Scorpio, although I will say that it's underrated. Sorry. This is terrible. Like, I'm clowning around in your reading. We got reflect on your priorities. Again, going back to what's important, you know, because if you're listening to other people, you tend to forget. I just talked about giving up on your dreams, right? Like literally forgetting what's important. Forgetting who you are. Because before you had an idea of who you were before that other person tried to tell you that you were somebody else, right? That person was probably somewhere along the lines of a good, wholesome person. I mean, you might have been lying to yourself, but for the most part, we kind of know, even if we look at those qualities as like, you know, negative, right? I mean, if this person is incompatible with us, it must be us. We must be the ones, you know what I mean? Like we do that, right? So we remember who we were before we had to forget who we are, right? That good person that we saw in our own eyes, right? Because somebody else was talking nonsense. We just forgot altogether. We forgot a lot of things. We're not even sure if our heart is open, right? Didn't see that person was incompatible with it, just wasn't treating us right, right? I mean, we might have seen this guy coming, right? You see him walking down the street, you shout, run! He got a knife, right? I mean, you might have seen that, but you didn't see like the preparation of that. You didn't see like the underhanded, you know, workings, the desire behind it, right? You just saw the incompatibility because you were too busy trying to figure out who you are. Like you didn't do it there. You either had to do it like at the end or afterwards, right? All this stuff, forgetting who I am, not listening to, because even after somebody's done talking, you're still playing a recording, right? That person could be totally out of the picture and you're still hearing what they said in your head, right? Even if it's not true, you still hear it. Or maybe you wonder if it's true. You're not sure. You heard it enough times. You're not sure, right? Programming. Clearing your mind, taking a breath. If you want to stay manic or upset in that situation, it's going to be really hard to see the truth, right? Even when you do see the truth, you might not believe it because it's going to look weird. Because again, when people are doing stuff behind other people's backs, especially if it's like I was going to say a plan, but like, you know, something that they do like with thought behind it. If you're not one of those people, you're not going to see it necessarily. You won't understand that somebody wants to do something like that. You won't get it. You know, you're just in it to have a relation. You don't need all this in your relationship. This is like something that you would go to like I was going to say WWF for, but that's a long time ago. Scorpio. You know, and I just got a hit too on this card, like, you know, you deciding that you want something in a relationship and then somebody picking on you for it. This is what I'm talking about, right? It's like going back to deprogramming yourself separately from someone talking nonsense. So, you know, again, the nonsense wasn't the thing that they said to you that you have to deprogram yourself. That the nonsense was a whole different conversation, right? The thing that they told you that you have to deprogram yourself was nonsense, but that wasn't them talking nonsense. They've managed to get this card separate all on their own, right? And then again, the weirdness. This is the weirdness card. I've described a lot of my relationships as weirdness. I know this card. And then being able to write your own stuff. Even though you're going through this to the point where you're not even sure like who in the hell you are. You're still trying to clear your mind. And again, hard to dig through stuff and then stay out of it. Right? I mean, if anybody could do it, you could probably figure it out, Scorpio. But you almost have to look at it like, you know, very objectively, like from the outside, like to the point where you don't have any feeling. And I know you can do that with the situation, you know, but then you have to go back and you have to reflect on your priorities and figure out who you want to be. And then you have to get used to that person after you change. And again, you don't have a lot of time, and you have to remember to keep your heart open. Because if you change in a way that's negative from this to the point where you don't have as much to offer, it's not going to help you out. You're still going to be on borrowed time. You're still going to be on clock time. You're still going to be on divine timing. The hurry up divine timing, not that patience stuff. And so we went through all that. We went through the stuff that you had to do that, and all the hard stuff like leaving your past behind and, you know, keeping your heart open, and then trying to start from the beginning to figure out who you are and what you want and what you were moving towards and why. This stuff over here, because the action card is you again needing to move out of this, right? And then all this stuff that's being offered to you, the cornucopia, the blossoming abundance, the happy family, and the door to value. So then you have these 2 chakras on the table. So again, if you want to worry about your 3rd chakra or your 6th chakra, you can work on those, or you can work on all your chakras. You can also talk to Archangel Samuel or Archangel Metatron if you wanted to get clarification on this particular situation, or you could just develop your own relationship with them to begin with. Again, you're the person that's being genuine. That's what this card is telling me in this particular reading, because you were trying to move towards this, and you still are. Technically it should be up there, but I feel like this is a little closer to you than you think. I feel like you know deep down what a caring connection really is, like all this nonsense. It's the whole reason why this messed you up so bad. You already kind of sort of have this. You're bringing it with you. You just need to have somebody to share it with, which is probably another person that's coming in. I don't see another person here on the table, but I see a lot of preparation for that person, and I see that you don't have a lot of time. And then, so we have the healer of the ages. Again, a lot of times too, we're working towards this. We're working towards being like, well, I was going to say something better, and then I was going to say being someone better. But the idea is like elevation. It's like your spiritual elevation. It's like you becoming more of a master at what you do. Like I said, the other card, the Magician in the Mirror, is kind of like my empath card. And this is really turning into my Lightworker card. He is. He's playing with fire, isn't he? He is. So they're both playing with fire. They got the elements there. They're playing with the elements. This is you, Scorpio. This is what you're working towards. This is why you can't stay in this nonsense. You cannot have people if you're supposed to be this and you're supposed to have this and all that other stuff, you can't have people telling you what their version of you is and then believing it. You can't do that. They can't even speak. They're just not allowed. You're doing too much to get to where you need to be to have to deal with that. You're going to be always clearing your mind and taking a breather if you're around somebody who's telling you that you're something else than what you are. That's the reason why a lot of times we have to get out of these things in order to actually make the change, because the person is not going to let us change for the positive. That person is not going to let us hold on to any positive beliefs about ourselves. And that person is definitely not going to let us have any peace, because if they were, they would have done it before they did all this, right? They would have just allowed us to be happy. But that was too much. So leaving the past behind, and then figuring out who you want to be. I want to be a queen is like declaring your sovereignty. It's like saying, okay, you know what? I'm not going to do this anymore. This is the stuff that's important to me, and I'm tired of dealing with all this. I'm moving in a totally different direction than what I'm doing here, and then I have to get used to that person, and I don't have a lot of time. It's usually that way with us anyway. We're always doing like the heavy lifting or the transforming or the... You know, there's a lot of transformation here on the table. A lot of it is us. Some of this is the relationship itself kind of changes to a point where we have to change back. But realistically, we're not even really changing back. We're kind of changing ahead. You know, we're kind of overcoming this thing, and then we're like skipping a step to get to the next person, which isn't even here yet. So little bit of work to do, but it's happening naturally. A lot of stuff on the table that's being offered to us, including the support of these 2 angels here, because we're pure. I keep saying, I said to all the water signs, you know, rewards for work performed or work done, or just for doing the work, like how I was saying, you know. rewards for your accomplishments. This stuff takes, you know, effort. It takes time. It takes patience. It takes paying attention. You know, effort, I guess, really is the key word, because it can be hard to look at yourself, figure out how you really are, like really take a look at yourself, and then go ahead and like figure out like what dream you want to live, and then like who you want to be in that dream, despite all the weirdness, and then just go ahead and change, right? And then get used to that person. That's a lot. It takes a lot. If you watch people do that, you realize, okay, this person knows how to overcome. This person knows how to transform. This person knows how to survive. Right? That's you. All right, Scorpio, there will be an extended for this. The link will be in the description. We're gonna pull the healing cards and see what else we can get to come out for this one. For the most part, pretty self-explanatory. But if this is your reading, meet us over at the extended. If not, until we meet again.